In this video, you will learn how to land at the Zell LOWZ airport in the Alps. We will practice the entire flight procedure that would have to be performed when flying from the east through Echo Point. After passing the Echo Point, you must turn right to avoid flying over Bahnhof Bruckfusch.
Bahnhof Bruckfusch.
Remember to maintain an altitude of no less than 5,000 feet at this stage of the route. If you want to land on runway 26, you need to fly from Echo along the arrival route to November at a minimum altitude of 5,000 feet. From November, fly back to Lake at 4,000 feet or higher and enter the traffic circuit. Remember that straight-in approaches are not permitted. To land on runway 08, join the traffic pattern on downwind position and fly at an altitude of minimum 3,500 feet. Fly in such a way as to avoid flying over the town of Steite, Dorf and Zell LOWZ.
Schüttdorf und Zell LOWZ.
Stay over the hill above built-up areas. In general, try to avoid built-up areas. It is important that you perform the traffic pattern in accordance with the published procedure. From this position, you can clearly see the airport in front of you. You can practice traffic pattern using a flight simulator. For example, Microsoft Flight Simulator. The terrain mapping is very good. Remember to send a notification to the airport management before arrival to obtain permission to land. Zell LOWZ is a popular destination, and there may not always be space for your plane. Also, verify the takeoff and landing capabilities with the performance of your aircraft. The available takeoff run is 780 meters, and the available landing distance is 660 meters. Note that the threshold is displaced by 120 meters. Join the base leg near a small lake. Now admire my landing. After landing, I will tell you why I came here and what the flight to the airport was like. In the final phase of the approach to landing, watch out for the trees growing at the threshold of the runway. There is a beautiful restaurant on site overlooking the airport. There are many tourist attractions near the airport. This region is especially visited by tourists in winter because there are a lot of ski lifts here. I came here to ride a motorbike. I made a short trip to the Großglockner Glacier. There are very interesting motorcycle routes here, but you have to watch out for speed cameras.
Pozdrawiam Was teraz z Austrii, jesteśmy w Alpach. No i przyjechaliśmy tutaj na wycieczkę motorami, które pożyczyliśmy od Adama z firmy LOWZ. To motory nas tutaj przywiozły. Ducati Diavel i Ducati Multistrada V4S. Przepiękny motocykl.
The plane I flew in was an Ekolot Topaz. It was equipped with a glass cockpit with the synthetic view function and active elevation maps. These systems help with navigation in mountainous terrain. I made the arrival and departures along the Gay 4 route, so I knew the current weather information. Routes also have a published minimum height that must be maintained to stay above obstacles. Remember that when flying in mountainous areas, you must pay special attention to weather conditions. I advise against flying in case of strong winds. Soon after leaving the mountains, the terrain becomes almost completely flat.